just get a notification that I went live?
No, it's not sending me.
Oh, yeah. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Two Lines Slot Card live stream on Sunday evening. We are testing and tuning with my brother, Dusty. And I thought I'd open up the chat, see if anybody has any questions. And maybe people out there, if anybody jumps on, can help us become better slot car racers.
Good luck.
Teach us how to drive, maybe even tune cars. So yeah, that's good. It's not coming through the mic. No, this mic does a good job of like blocking background noise and stuff. So we're live in my basement. So a little bit about my track. I usually haven't had it on the camera a whole lot, but it is 96 feet, I think was what I figured out. 96 or 97 feet. So it's just short of 30 meters for those of you who are into metric. It's 2-lane digital Carrera track. We're running 132nd cars. My brother's got his Carrera GT on the track right now, doing some testing and tuning. It's our original cars have taken a beating. Here, I'm going to pull you off the track so you can see it in the camera. So my brother's car, you notice that the wing is gone, and then if I can get it to focus and the light was okay, he's patched the body because the body cracked on him, and so he had to use some epoxy. But it's a fast car, so it gets around the track. It's probably the closest to the track record. I don't know that the track record is really a fair record because it was. Oh, who did we get a thumbs up from? Hey, what's up, Travis? Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, my brother and I were doing some testing and tuning tonight on my track. I'm not sure what time is it in Australia. Is it in the morning? Oops, Travis, I spelled your name wrong. Typos. So yeah, we're just doing some tuning and testing. I'm planning to have my first race night at the track and invite a bunch of guys that have never raced on the track before. So our plan is to tune up some of our Carrera cars and get them ready so that they're all pretty consistent and pretty just that they perform all about the same on the track, so that we can keep the racing pretty competitive. And most of the guys that will be coming over don't have their own cars, so they'll be borrowing cars from me and my brother and my friend John Mark. So that's kind of what we're doing tonight, is just getting some of these cars prepped and ready. My brother bought one of the NSR McLarens, and so he had it on the track earlier, trying to get it tested and tuned and running around the track pretty quick. But honestly, the fastest cars on our track are our Carrera cars. We've done some things. We've got a little bit of magnet, and we've added some weight and tires, converted to quick slick tires on this track. So we don't run rubber tires anymore, only silicone. And that seems to have really evened out the Carrera cars. So Oscar, stock guide. Yeah, 9:45 a.m. Okay. So it's Monday morning. Oscar, he is running on his GT. He's running a slot invasion guide. So I think you've converted all of your Carrera cars, Dusty. So all of Dusty's car, my brother Dusty, that's him. All of his cars, he's put a slot invasion guide on. We just like how they perform on the track, and so that's one of the track rules that we allow, the guide change. So So this track, we've got a big on the front end here. It has a large, big right-hand sweeper down the front stretch, which is where my pits are, and the you're in the future and it still sucks. It's good. That's good to know, Travis. He said, I asked him what time it was in Australia, and he said it's 9:45 a.m. I said, so it's in the morning there, and he's like, yeah, I'm in the future, and it still sucks. So that's funny. Yeah, yeah, Oscar, we like those stock the slot invasion guides. They just perform really well. We were having problems with all of the Carrera guides popping out, and so anytime we would deslot and come off the track, we were having to pop those back in. So yeah, yeah, we're really happy with them. So I think I have 3 or 4 in my Carrera cars. My slotted car, I only own like 5 or 6 cars, so but my slotted GT40, I converted to a slot invasion guide, and it performs way better. So good choice, Oscar. I'm guessing, Oscar, you are from Slot Invasion. That's awesome. Yeah, good choice. It was the wink that I don't know everybody in the slot car world, so I'm still learning. So I appreciate that. But yeah, man, we love them. We think they're great. It's a great product. Thank you for producing those. You've got some other things on your website that I would be interested in as well. Especially if we jumped into 1/24 scale, I like your Carrera rear suspension kits for the 1/24 scale cars. We'll probably jump on those once we get there. We've added borders. My brother spent some money and got us borders, so most of our turns have borders now. So we could run 1/24 scale if I improve the power supply. So I need to. That's probably a next purchase. So instead of Smart Race up on the big screen, we've got the NASCAR. It's been a good day for racing. Watched the Indianapolis 500 this morning, and then got to catch a little bit of the F1 race, Monaco, and then watching the Coca-Cola 600, and then of course 2 line slot cars. We can't beat that. Indeed. Thanks for the positive review. We can. Yeah, anytime, man. Anytime. You send me a message, I can give you my contact information. Maybe in the description, I'll add my email address. I've had a few people reach out about some other things. So I don't know if you've watched any of my videos, but most of my videos on my channel are really tilted towards beginners in the hobby, because we're all beginners in the hobby. We've never raced until I built this track back in February or March, and so we've just had a lot of fun. I mean, honestly, my brother and I hang out more in the last couple months than we have in 20 years because of the slot car track, and I'm thankful for that. We're having a blast, and we're just trying to grow the sport here in our hometown. So eventually, this track hopefully will become a club track, and we'll get to have race nights. But we did put here in a couple of weeks, we're going to have a race night where I'm inviting some of my friends over that have never raced on the track, and so we're excited about that. Yeah, thanks, Oscar. Appreciate that, man. So I have no idea how many people, just a few people watching. But thanks. Yeah, thanks for jumping on. I know it's not an exciting live stream tonight, but if anybody has any other questions, just throw them out. We do have wireless. My brother bought a wireless kit for the controllers, and that is really handy, especially when it's just the two of us walking around the track and marshalling on our own. So, but. Figured John Mark would jump on, maybe. Yeah, so good times. We'll just let the live stream run for a minute, and I'll jump on there and do a little bit of racing with my brother. So what do you have out, the BMW?
Yeah.
So, oh, the guy. Speaking of slot invasion, guy getting added as we speak.
Yeah, that's the one I haven't changed. I knew there was one.
Yeah, it's been cool to see Dave Kennedy's pictures from. Have you seen some of the cars?
Yeah,
That Thunder Slot Mustang,
that's bad.
that looks fantastic. They
That's
yeah,
damn.
yeah, it's got the right stance. Super impressed with that. I don't know. Maybe we'll get more details as Dave gets back in the States side and releases some of his video footage. But it will be fun to find out when that car starts shipping. That car will sell like crazy in the States.
This is the one that's
Oh,
won't stay.
won't stay on the track. Yeah, that Thunder Slot Mustang will sell like crazy in the States.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of those that you'll probably have to pre-order, and you'll be lucky if you get one. But it seems like they carry models for a while, so maybe they'll build enough inventory that anybody who wants one will grab one. So yeah, the other some of the others, he had the slot at Chaparral looked pretty sweet. I really like those vintage cars, from the '60s and early '70s, the Can-Am class. Those are fun cars for me. So anytime somebody releases one of those, yeah, the MR slot cars in Canada, they're releasing the Shadow. I loved that car when I was a kid, so I'm looking forward to that. Double Snake. We have not tested the tech slot analog switch, but I would love to get one for the track. I'm been trying to be smart with my money, and there's some cars I'd like to buy. There's some, as you can see, we're using some boxes as our support for the track. So we've got some things that we really need to do. But
Get
more cars. But yeah, I would really love to get one of the tech slot analog switches, because we have purchased some cars and we've had to chip them to run on the track, and it would be great to just be able to flip a switch and run some analog cars and testing without having to put a chip in them. Chipping cars gets expensive when you pay $40, $45 for a chip. Add that cost onto a $50, $60 car, or an $80 car if it's an NSR. So, but yeah, definitely want to track one of those down. They were kind of hard to get there for a while, and I thought I saw somebody post that maybe they weren't going to make them anymore, which seemed kind of crazy. But maybe I just misread something. It was on the internet. Can't always believe everything you see on the internet. So it has to be true. So, yeah, thanks. That's a great question. Yeah, I'm super impressed with Carrera Digital, though. I did a lot of research before I jumped in, and it just seemed like here in the States, it was easier to get Carrera parts compared to Scalextrics. Although the fact that you can put a larger layout on a smaller footprint from Scalextrics, a little tighter turns, is really nice. But I just really liked the Carrera Digital. So that's why I went with that. Hey, Shane. Good morning. We've had a couple people from Australia on the live stream. So, yeah. How's it going over there? Yeah, we're just testing and tuning some cars. It's not a race night for us. Just me and my brother Dusty. So I had to do some repair on my slotted GT40. So that's the only car that I've had on the track tonight. But my brother, he's been testing a bunch of cars. He has a slotted LMP car that he's struggling with. We can't seem to get it to stick on the track. It's got problems with the braids. The front end won't seem to just stay in the slot so that it has good connectivity. I don't know. Its ride height is really low, and it looks like maybe he's got some warp issues with the chassis. So that was one that we kind of gave up on pretty quick. But he got his NSR McLaren running really well tonight. Yeah, it's super fast. Now he's working on a Carrera BMW that he purchased. The body's rattling. Makes it noisy. So. Yes, Oscar. That is the chip that we use. I didn't buy them directly from you. I apologize for that. I think we got them from Slot Car Corner. Is that where you got yours, Dusty? Yeah. So one from LEB. So I think I did the same thing. I think I bought 2 from LEB and 2 from Slot Car Corner. So yeah, but we like the I like the chip that the leads are already soldered onto the board. I'm not great at soldering. I'm always worried about overheating the circuit board, and so that's the version that we've purchased. Those are great chips. I think that's the FT, right? I think I've got one laying right there on top of right here, Dust, over on the couch, the back of the couch. Is that it? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, this is the FT slot Technic. So yeah. Yep, that's the chip that we use. It works great. Yeah, thanks, Oscar, for putting those out there. Appreciate it. You have some great products. I like your digitally or your 3D printed controller handles too. I've got 2 True Speed controllers, and my next order, I will probably order a few of those for my driver stations because I've moved and created some temporary driver stations on the corners and on the sides of the track so we can marshal easier. So yeah, I need to order some of those from you. Oh, you now have the MPL chip, with the leads already. Nice. That's great. That's great news. Yeah, we really like the folks at LEB and Slot Car Corner. I've worked with I've purchased some things from Professor Motor as well. I got some parts early on from them, and they had great service. And they're in Michigan. They're not far from us here in Ohio. And I ordered it one day and it showed up like 2 days later. So it's kind of nice having the ability to get some parts. So yeah, it's impressive the number of, being new in the slot car world, all of the different companies that are making great cars. We've had NSR, we've had Slotted. Of course, I feel like the Carrera cars are great cars. They will take a beating. we have crashed them all over the place, and they hold up really well. Probably held up better than my Slotted car. I've had to do some major repair on my Slotted car, but I've got it tuned and it's running pretty good now. So, hey Garth, yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks, Garth. The my house is an 1897 Victorian house. Um, it's on the same street. It's in Chillicothe, Ohio, and it was built right on the Ohio Erie Canal. And so I think that when they were taking some of the canal apart, I may have picked up a lot of this foundation in this house from the canal. So it's a lot of like big, large fieldstone. If you could see some of the interior walls, it's what's crazy is it's dry as a bone. And it makes a great slot car track room. Yeah, so we enjoy being down here. It's nice and cool and dry, and it was warm earlier this winter when we were down here. So, yeah, good place to have my slot car track. It's just that my wife has to deal with us traipsing through the house. Outside of that, that's why it might not be the perfect place to have a slot car club. and being loud, but it's all good. We enjoy it. So Garth, you guys do, don't you head up a big slot car like Zoom call? I think you sent me an invite for it, and you guys sometimes do that during the day, during the work day, and it seems like every time I see that you're going live, I'm always at work or something, and I can't do it. So maybe I'll catch it one evening when you guys are. Don't change it. No. Oh, you mean the club or the move the track? Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's a good spot, and it's a nice room. Like my table is we're 8 feet wide and 20 feet long. So again, earlier I think I said we're about 97 feet of track, just shy of 30 meters. And I have a couple of other plans that I've been working on that we just weren't sure what we wanted from the track. We've added some technical to the track. My first revision was a very fast, flowy track, and we loved it. But we added some technical pieces to slow us down a little bit and make us become better drivers. And I think that it really has worked for this track's we've probably been like this 8 weeks now with this track. And I think all of us are a way better driver now because we've had to really work on our braking and things like that. So you go on Wednesdays. Okay. At a particular time on Wednesday? I know that there's a lot of guys that participate in your call. Every time I tune in, at 2 or 7 every other week. Okay, so you're 2 o'clock one week, 7 o'clock the next. Okay, well, I could probably hit the 7 o'clock. I have a podcast studio down here where I usually do my videos, and I have a podcast with a friend of mine that's oriented about our town and our area we live in, and we usually record on Wednesdays at 7. So, but not every Wednesday. So I'll tune in. 250 feet. Holy, holy cow. Garth says, I have a Carrera track, also 250 feet, 3 tiers. So that's how big is your layout outside of like your table? Is it to get 250 feet of track? That's a big track. That is a really big track. Double snake. Well, with the tiers though, it's probably together, right? So, satisfaction in slot car racing. Yeah, we are definitely satisfied with this hobby. We talked about it for a long time. That, hey, I'm thinking about buying a track. Hey, I'm thinking about building a track. I think I've got the right space now. My wife and I moved into this house at the end of last summer, and all winter long we talked about this basement. I have a gigantic attic as well, but it's not temperature controlled as well as this basement is. And so we really were trying to decide where to build it. And then finally, about beginning of March, we jumped in. So very satisfied. Double Snake 007. Very satisfied with Oscar's track is 250 feet, one level. Do you have like a video of that, Oscar, anywhere? Hey, Rise. What's up, man? Welcome to the live chat. Yeah, like at 250 feet, Oscar, like, and Garth both. Like, how long? Like, what's a lap timing? Do you time your races or your laps, and is that like a 25-second lap time, something like that? I'm just guessing. I don't know. That's wild. Hey, J-Rod. Welcome to the... Thanks. Yeah, I would love to see your layout. That's fantastic. Now, is it a digital or analog layout? Yeah, send pics. That would be great. Let me give you my guy@gmail.com. This is my... that's my email. In my other life, I have a band and will play music, and I play a Taylor T5, and so my email is the T5 guy. And I always felt guilty for Travis because he's that slot car guy. I didn't want him thinking I was copying off of him. Garth's 15-second lap times with fast cars, 250 feet. That's fantastic. Garth, you probably have video out there, don't you, of your track? Would be my guess. If I look on your channel, would I be able to find your... Yeah, that's great. Yeah, this is fun. Yeah, that man, those are big layouts. So the layout I've been designing would add 4 more feet, which you can't see this direction, but I've got another 20 feet of space if I wanted to. I've got like a tuning station over here and a couch and some things. So I could go, but my plan was to go another 4 feet, go 4 by 8 feet onto this table, and I've got about 120-foot layout that I really, really like. Travis would love it because it's real flowy, a lot of speed, some nice straights and big sweeper turns, some big S turns. So, but we really like this layout right now. We've really enjoyed. Oh no, I lost the camera. Yeah, I don't know if the camera didn't see. Oh, the battery's exhausted. See if this has any power to it. It's plugged into my computer. It should be. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. Let's see if that gets us back. There we go. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. My camera's plugged into my computer, so it should be charging it, but it must not be getting enough power. So we'll see how long this goes. But so, Rise, you have a wooden track. It's a modular system made here in Melbourne, all by MR Tracks, Mr. Tracks. Is that the big slot car store? And they have like multiple tracks that Travis did a video on there last week. That's really cool. So Rise, is it 4 lanes, 2 lanes, 4 lanes, 8 lanes? How big is the track? Yeah, Garth, my camera bailed on me for some reason. Episode number 37. All right. We will check it out. Yeah, we want to see that. That's awesome. Yeah, 250 feet. It's like 3 times the size of this track. Yeah, that'd be fun. It's 2 lane, 12 by 4. Nice. 1/32 scale, I'm sure. That's really cool. Hey, Danny. Welcome to the chat. You guys are traveling, aren't you? Yeah, it's cool. So yeah, I'm testing Ecamm Live, and it's got that stupid watermark on it, but I haven't paid for it yet, so it's just me being cheap, and making sure that it's the product that we want to use. So. What?
Kent Miller just bought 10 tickets.
Oh yeah, to your giveaway.
My raffle.
Race 124th. So my thing with 124th scale is I feel like there's just not the selection of cars, and they, like from Carrera and in the hobby shop that's close to us, you had a choice. It's either the Ford GT, which we have one here. My buddy John Mark has one. It's a 124 scale. It's the only 124 scale car we have. I just feel like the selection, there's just not that many cars out there to choose from, especially for Carrera Digital. But I could imagine that at 124 scale, the custom building would be a lot of fun, like scratch building. So my brother and I, we really love Harry Wise's channel, and when he posts the like the rat rod stuff and the old school stock cars that are scratch built, those are fantastic. It's pretty cool. So, but we haven't gotten into that yet. And I guess you could scratch build 132nd or 124th cars and run on this track if you chipped them. You would just have to be careful. Yeah, you guys build your own cars. That's awesome. The 125th scale is models. Hey, Area 51, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, we have no idea what we're doing. My brother is testing cars and I'm talking, which is what I'm best at, I think. My brother agrees. The 125th is more to scale. Yeah, I could see that. And there's probably a lot of like plastic models to choose from in that scale, right? That makes sense. More availability. Yeah. Yeah, I've been watching some of your scratch build stuff. You've watched all of it. Have you watched any of Area 51's? Yeah, okay. Yeah, my brother just said he's watched all of your scratch build videos. So, yeah, you're working on some cool stuff. Yeah, Garth. I have found lots of great rabbit holes when it comes to slot cars. There's some great content. I really enjoy Boone's channel. I haven't gotten into like building the scenery yet. I appreciate Massimo's track. I think his scenery is great. Some of the scenery gets to be like in the way for like club racing, I think. Makes it difficult to marshal cars and to actually race. But some of that stuff really looks good. Some of the I forget the name of the company that Travis has been talking about and Dave's been talking about on his channel. That's the wooden laser cutout scenery. That stuff looks really good. So I could see me having maybe a set of grandstands someplace and some things like that. But yeah, Area 51, you have a well-designed layout with some nice decoration. I appreciate what you've done. It looks good on camera too, with all your lights. So I knew that took some work. Danny, yeah, I'm probably better at singing than I am at talking or live streaming. Yeah, Racetrack Scenics. Yeah, some really, really cool stuff. But we're still learning to race cars, so we haven't really gotten into that as much yet. So my brother is tuning a car that he can't keep on the track.
That's my GT.
Oh, that's your GT.
Yeah, I just got a text.
Distracted. All dollar stores. You can buy cheap scenery there. So, Area 51, are you building, is it the purple car? Are you building that for a specific race? I got trapped. Garth talking about, Magnet Racing. Yeah, thanks, Ronan. Hey, Ronan, I appreciate the comments about the poster. And thanks for watching the videos. I really appreciate it. Let's see. I was going to say something. Garth was talking about getting caught into a rabbit hole. I got into a rabbit hole when it comes to watching the proxy races. There's a guy in British Columbia, his channel, it seems like that's what he does a ton of proxy racing. And he built a really nice, probably one of my favorite wooden tracks at home. It's a 3-lane track. I can't remember the name of the raceway, what he calls it, BC something, BC Midway, or it's a great track. So it's a beach racer for Harry's Proxy. That's really cool. Oh, you did that in January. Gotcha. Yeah, I could totally see maybe if once we learn to tune better and figure out what it really takes to make a car go fast and handle and not cheat by using more magnets, things like that. I think that would be fun to build some cars for Proxy Racing. The guy in British Columbia, he did a Proxy race or recorded a Proxy race where they were doing Can-Am cars, and it was a bunch of Thunder Slot cars and SRs, but it was that, and I was infatuated with that. That was great. Oh, the 55 is what you did for the beach racing Proxy. Yeah. How did it perform? Did Harry, did he televise that Proxy or like put it out on YouTube? Because I'm not sure that I've watched that. Yeah, body float definitely, like especially with the Carrera cars, that really helped. I think I had way too much body float in my slotted GT40 because I had some problems. I ended up having to do some repair to the body and stiffen it up a little bit, and I was testing it tonight, and it is on rails tonight. It's running great. So the beach Proxy is January 2023. Holy cow, that's a long way out to find out how well your car performs. Shane, I don't have any Revo Slots cars, but I really like them. They look like they're nice cars. So we don't have a hobby shop close by. I'm in Chillicothe, Ohio. The closest hobby shop that I have is Tom Thumb Hobbies. He has a nice wooden track, an American, I think it's a Blue King track at Tom Thumb. And so he's about an hour away. I really want to get down to Cincy Slots and make it down there for one of their race nights to see how they do racing. But that's a great slot car store near us. It's less than 2 hours. It's an hour and 45 minutes to get there from here. And I know that he carries Revo Slots. So I've not got my hands on one, but I've looked at their website and I've looked at them online and they look great. Would love to pick up a few different brands just to see what else is out there and how to tune, new and different cars. Danny, the minimum space, I would say that if you went Carrera Digital, I think you could probably, here, I'll put this up here. Somebody else might be able to jump in the chat and answer this question better than I. But I think that if you look at what starter sets are in Carrera Digital, most of them are about 6 feet wide by 10 feet long. So you really have to have a pretty decent sized space. My buddy John Mark built a test track at his house. And I think that the table we built was maybe 8 foot by 12 foot, somewhere around in there. And it's a decent sized layout. But I said earlier, my layout is 8 foot wide by 20 feet long. And you really have a nice platform to build on that space, I think. You can probably get away with like a 16-foot table, so like 8 foot by 16 feet, and probably build a really nice, 60, 70-foot track without any problems. So, But yeah, what Area 51 says, it depends on the brand. If you go Skillectrics or Polycar, they have some tighter turns, turn radiuses in their sets, so you can actually squeeze more track in a smaller footprint. So, and Dave Kennedy, if you watch his channel, he talks a lot about Polycar's track, how it's really grippy. And if they ever, I mean, I know they're working with Slotted, or Slotted's a sister company, or I'm not sure how that actually works, that ownership, but supposedly there's digital coming to that. And I guess I've never really got into analog racing, except for my original track when I was a kid, HO scale. But the digital just seemed to be the ability to use the software to create an environment to race in, an atmosphere, and then lane changing. So with a 2-lane track, we can run up to 6 people on this track at 1/32 scale, and it works really well. Yeah, Area 51, Danny, Area 51's track is a great track to look at. Go to his YouTube channel. He can fit all of it in a nice camera shot, so you can really see what's going on there. But it's a great layout. Garth, that's a great question. I don't know. I think I'm just playing with live streams, just because I'm not buying cars like some of the other channels, or getting free stuff sent to me to review, and so I think I will go broke really fast if I'm building content when it comes to just reviewing cars. I have lots of hobbies, so I really have to be careful with my budget my money. But I think the live stream, I'm working on a project for work for live streaming training. I'm a VP of marketing for a community bank here in Ohio, and so I'm doing some training for our employees for new products and things like that. I'm using live streaming to do that, to record. And so since I was doing that, I thought it would be fun to do some live streams on my channel, just to get used to it and learn and grow with it, and see if it's worth investing in. I don't know. I mean, I'm not even paying attention. We've got 11 or 12 people watching right now. That's fantastic. I didn't expect more than a couple people to jump on, honestly, especially with a NASCAR race on. If you can see, my brother and I are kind of peeking in on that on the screen. But I don't know. I guess if I get a good response, I just want to create content because it's fun. That's fun for me. I love video, and I'm enjoying slot cars, and it just seems like the right thing to do. So I don't know. It would be fun to bring other people into my. I've got the ability to do interviewing. There's an interview mode here. I'm using Ecamm Live, and bringing somebody in on the call would be fun. So I don't know. Maybe once or twice a month I'll do a live stream, but it's probably not going to be a weekly thing. I really don't want to step on other channels' toes. And Dave has his live stream on Sunday afternoons, and I definitely don't want to bump into him doing that. And I've tried to stay away from doing videos just like everybody else's videos, because they're doing those videos and they're making great content, and I enjoy all of that content. Shane, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Garth, you're right, man. Hanging out with my brother and streaming slot car stuff, it doesn't really get any better than that. Yeah? Is it running well? That's awesome. What are your lap times with it? 8s in the 8 seconds. Oh, I will not. I won't step on anybody's toes. Is that what you were saying? I looked away. Okay. Yeah, I feel like the community, I've loved being a part of the slot car content community. There's a lot of great channels and guys doing great stuff out there, and everybody seems to be doing stuff a little different, and everybody has different opinions, and I'm open to hear all of them. So I'm trying not to step on anybody's toes, and everybody just keeps telling me to keep making content. So the reaction that I've gotten from some of the larger channels, I'm just a tiny little channel, but some of the larger channels, they've reached out and said, hey, keep doing what you're doing. And that means a lot. So that's my plan. So really just enjoying this hobby. It's so much fun. Thanks, Oscar. That really means a lot. When I was watching content, just trying to make a decision about what type of track to buy and how big my layout should be, and even how to design a layout. Some of that content I felt like was maybe missing out there. Maybe it's not missing. It was just, some of it was older content, and some of it was just hard to find. And I really felt like, coming from, like, my videos would bring like this new look on things because I'm so new to the hobby. So I appreciate the fact that you're saying that it's refreshing, because that's what I wanted to be, mainly because I feel like the content that I'm creating is, I'm learning as I go with other people. And I know that there's a lot of people that have jumped into the hobby here recently because of the pandemic and being trapped at home, and it just seemed like the thing to do. There were lots of people in the same shoes that I was in. So yeah, Scott, BRM. We have an NS. My brother's, he's got a slotted car on the track right now, but he has an NSR, and that's the first taste of NSR that we've had. Love it. I love the chassis. I really think it's one of the new McLaren's test cars, the silver one. I really like that car, but not been able to get my hands on a BRM yet, or a Revo slot. But man, their bodies, their detail looks fantastic. And I always hear people talk about how well they perform. Yeah, Scott, playing with grown-up toys for sure. Yeah, I was complaining earlier about the selection of 1/24th scale cars. I just discovered BRM's 1/24th scale, and so that really opens up your selection. Yeah, thanks, Ronan. I'll keep it coming. Slot car talk is therapeutic. Yeah, I just want to invite more people into the conversation, right? So maybe that's what like what Garth is doing. He's got a ton of people into the. Thanks for the catch, Vince. He's got a ton of people that jump on his call every week and talk slot cars, and it's a lot of fun. Scott, I think it's amazing that you and your wife race together. I will tell you, my wife, I don't even know that she knows that I have a slot car track down here if she didn't hear it when we're running. I'm not sure she's even come down here and looked at it. But now I have two young adult daughters, and they are addicted to it. But they both are off in college, and my oldest is getting married here in about 4 weeks. And they went away. They moved to Colorado to go to college. And when they come home for Christmas, or when they come home after Christmas, when we built the track, my oldest daughter had the track record for about a month and a half. She picked up on it really fast, and she was really good. So my kids love it, but I don't think I could ever get my wife to race. So Scott said his wife has an NSR, and it creams him. That's great. Oh, sorry, Garth. It is Greg. Greg's the one who sent me the invite, I think, too, and you have as well, to jump in. But yeah, she's extremely competitive. Yeah, man, yeah, thanks. We're excited for her. wedding's a big change. So we're learning about empty nest right now, which hence the reason why I have a large slot car track in my basement. But yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. Now, Scott, I've always heard that the NSR Moslers are some of the fastest 1/32 scale cars you can find. That they're because of they're wider, as what I've hear. And they're wild. And so, and I've heard that they're super fast. So maybe you need to get a Mosler just so you can just keep up with her. Yeah, it's okay. What did you do? That car is. You're still see. I think you got so much torque. It's popping at the slot out of the slot. That hurt. So that's a slotted LMP. Is that a Audi? Aston Martin. It's the Aston Martin, and he's owned it for about a month, my brother, and we have not been able to get that thing to run well on the track. And he just threw it on there, and it's running. It's running really well. It's performing way better than it was before. So something happened. Hey, thanks, Scott. I'm glad you like the layout. In one of my videos, I think I posted like a picture of the layout drawing that I did. And I've had a lot of people reach out about like sending them the parts list. So I'm happy to post that out there, that layout. Yeah, it's a fun layout. It's got some technical and a couple fairly sharp turns. Kind of got 2 hairpins in it, but most of the turns are big, wide, sweeping turns. For the most part. So yeah, it's a fun. Yeah, down in the basement, it gets a little dusty down here. I always wipe it off. We got away from rubber tires, and that seems to be. We all went to silicone, and that seems to be helping. So I can wipe the track down pretty easily, and we get decent grip. You will not give in. Oh, the P68, man, that's a good looking car. I really like that body style. I'm a fan of those. Those are great. And just think how satisfied, Scott, you will be when you beat her with that car. It may take you months, but it's okay. Yeah, the silicone. Yeah, the first time we ran the silicone, we had to keep wiping them off because it kept picking up rubber off the surface. But now that we've removed all the rubber, the silicone really performed well. So, Eric, that means you'll need to bring Matthew over. So I was just telling the guys on the live stream earlier that I'm planning a race night here in a few weeks. And so I'm going to get ready to send invites out to some guys to come over and race for the first time. And these are all guys that have never been on the track. They don't own their own cars. My brother and I were going to provide all the cars for them and then just manage the race and let people have some fun and then see where it goes. We have a feeling that once we do that, we'll probably have a club on our hands. So yeah, definitely bring Matthew over anytime. We'll make that happen. Yeah, we definitely try to keep the track as clean as possible. You're right. It definitely does help. Thanks, J-Rod, for tuning in. Really appreciate it. So yeah, this is I don't know if you can see the whole track if I get out of the way. But yeah, it's a fun environment. I throw Smart Race up on the big screen, and it really does create a fun atmosphere for everybody. It feels like a real race, especially for us that we've not been to a public track and raced in that situation. I think that eventually we'll want to do that. We do have a couple of tracks. We've got a wooden track, nearby. And then we have Cincy Slots. It's within 2 hours of us. And they race on Thursday nights, which makes it kind of tough to get down here. You're in north central Washington off the grid. My daughters live in Colorado, so not quite as far west as you, but we're getting there. We're getting close. Yeah, Danny, definitely. Like I said, I'm trying to plan a race night here in the next couple of weeks, so maybe you guys will be back and we'll be able to. It's the Fieldstone walls. Yeah, they definitely create some dust for me, Garth. That it's probably more of a problem of us tracking the dust off the walls everywhere else in the house as much as it is on the track. So but the Fieldstone walls do create a nice backdrop for the track. And the fact that it's a dry basement, that helps too. If this was a moldy, awful basement, it would be bad. So for the age of the house, we're very fortunate. All right. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. All right, guys. I'm gonna get off here. Really didn't plan on being on a stream this long, but this was a lot of fun. I definitely will do this again. So, but the next time, maybe I'll reach out to some of you guys that have been on the stream tonight, and maybe get you involved in some way. So, I probably would help to have a couple moderators. I think I can name that in the stream to help me with not miss questions, and then maybe start off with a theme. I didn't really jump in with a theme tonight, but maybe the next time we start with hey, here's what we're going to discuss and talk about tonight, and then see where it goes. And with all of you guys and all of your knowledge, maybe we can help some more people fall in love with this hobby and have fun. So, guys, thanks for joining. Maybe we'll do this again real soon. So I appreciate everybody jumping on. Take care.